What's up everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John and it's time for a review of the debut album by the pop artist Sigrid. This one is titled Sucker Punch. Sigrid is a Norwegian pop artist that began making waves in the industry with the release of a few noteworthy EPs and tracks like the synth-pop-fueled Strangers and a certain song that didn't end up making the full-length album. YouTube actually did me a solid by recommending the title track Sucker Punch to me. I watched the video and from there I fell in love and was hooked on that one, and I went down a mini rabbit hole of discovering other tracks, Strangers, and that other track that I mentioned that didn't make the album, High Five, which Sigrid, why you gotta do me like that? That is seriously pop bliss and perfection. This artist certainly knows how to maintain relatability while driving the hooks into the back of your mind. Sigrid's producers generally work quite well with her vocal style, giving her room to breathe and shine while the glossy synth pop coupled with glares of indie flirtation loom in the mix. It was clear that she had personality just from my first impression alone, but after hearing a few more songs, I found myself thinking, okay, she's got the style, she's got the songs, but does she have the presence to make her stand out as an individual artist, or am I just falling for the catchiness of the music? One listen to this album will prove that it's not what I feared at all. Sigrid shines with a charming down-to-earth persona that feels like listening to a girl next door type share her life and insight with you. The game-changing moment for me was In Vain, which is an illustration of her raw vocal talent and range. It starts off with a light guitar and it emphasizes her vocals before in its second half shifting over and really giving way to more of a stomping confidence builder type track. The mixing feels a bit flat and standard at times, which, to be fair to the artist, it's sometimes hard to get everything right, especially 100% of the time on your debut album. She still commands the majority of these tunes and feels carefree while doing so, giving me the impression that it feels like this girl could do it in her sleep. Sigrid is an artist and is writing the majority of her own songs, that much is clear to me. It's oftentimes hard to connect with a lot of pop in the modern social media fueled era we're in because it all feels so vain and vapid, but this Norwegian artist conjures up catchiness with ease and keeps you drawn to her music with a rather magnetic aesthetic. Speaking of aesthetics, not that it has anything to do with her music, but I love Sigrid's style. She doesn't look like a woman that raked in millions of Spotify streams and YouTube hits. She looks like a normal human being that doesn't rely on style over substance and allows the music she's making to speak volumes instead. Sucker Punch packs in relatability in a very natural way. She's very smooth and calm when it comes to delivering verses, and then wows once the choruses roll in much of the time. She also mixes it up when it comes to the lyrical content. There's some versatility there, and it keeps her from feeling one-noted, another big problem with a lot of modern pop. I think sometimes I and many other fans out there focus a little bit too much on saying, oh, this has been written about before. Of course it has! This isn't about whether or not love, standing up for yourself, or breaking away from someone has been written about before. It's about how well you work that pen and producer to make the words come to life in a new way. Sucker Punch really isn't some magical gift from above. That's not what I'm trying to say, like it's flawless in every way. I would say that it's flawed in the way that humanity is flawed, and we all have problems. But I would say that it's entertaining nonetheless just to see her earnest attempts. Cracking our knuckles and breaking into the track list, Sucker Punch is the track that reeled me in. I love her dynamic there. It's a little bit wonky at first. It has a deep, kind of muddied bass intentionally before breaking into that soaring hook. And my god, the repeatability of this song. I really feel this is where the artistry comes in her voice. Because like I said at first, I thought maybe, just maybe, it was just the songs and I was falling for that. No, really, it was Sigrid's presence. Level Up is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous song that really evokes a huge, warm smile. I think that gamers should appreciate the fact that she uses leveling up as a metaphor for kind of growing within life and more specifically in a relationship here. We go from gamers to game-changing on the song In Vain that I already previously mentioned. This is a track where we get to see the raw ability. She actually feels like there's no effects being used on her voice whatsoever. It's just her in the studio and she's pouring it all out there. And I love how vulnerable but also strong she feels, especially once the track changes up in its second half. Don't Feel Like Crying kinda reminds me of an Owl City type sweeping beat. I really like the vocal melody, but the transition to the chorus reminds me a bit too much of her other tracks like Strangers, and the kinda talk-sung type thing that she's got going on there, especially in the post-chorus, I really don't know if I'm feeling that at all. Speaking of Strangers, Sigrid gained groundswell worldwide after dropping that hit single. Wait, did I just say groundswell? I've been watching too much Spectrum Pulse over the years. How dare you make me learn new words, sir? Anyways, it's a synth-pop banger if I've ever heard one, and it'll have you singing along by the time that final chorus rolls around. That's an ARTV guarantee. Setting aside clunky moments, Business Dinner, which awkwardly tries to do a little bit too much in terms of genre, and maybe basic, at least in a lyrical sense, this is a really great pop outing that gives the listener a lot to enjoy. Also worth noting is big single Don't Kill My Vibe, where Sigrid really presents an interesting vocal hook, something that is a bit abnormal compared to a lot of modern pop stuff. It stands out in a very good way, and I like that she was inspired by writing with one of those big honchos from one of the big labels, and they sat down together, and he was kinda killing the vibe of the session, and then she wrote a song about it, and the inspiration turned out to be a great song. One last track I need to talk about though, no, it's not the piano ballad closing moment Dynamite, although that one is solid. It feels a little bit too familiar though, if you catch my drift. It's actually Sight of You. I love me some good-hearted, well-intentioned, positive, uplifting songs if they're not just drowned out in cheese, and that's exactly what this song provides. We all have those days, myself included, where it feels like the weight of the world is on our shoulders, we don't know where we're gonna go, and the odds are stacked against us. But Sight of You does a really good job at providing a hopeful message with a cheerful orchestral pop instrumental to melt all of the troubles away. Despite a few overblown cuts that feel like they could use some slight retooling, Sucker Punch lands a big blow to the world of pop. You guys keep asking me, John, if modern pop is really struggling so much, if it's really as bad and it's hurting as badly as you say it is, then what is somebody that I should be listening to? Well, add Sigrid to your list, because her debut album Sucker Punch scores a 4 out of 5. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my review of Sigrid's debut album. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Have you heard of this Norwegian pop artist that's starting to conquer the world, or is she new to you? I do hope that you'll check it out. There's a link to stream it down below. Please drop a like on the review and subscribe for the love of music.